friends. Joanne, I thought you were actually coming in here to help me kick off the show. Where the heck? You just took me live and then abandoned me.
Oh, I
What's
didn't
going
know I was
on?
supposed to join, but good morning. I didn't mean to abandon
Yeah,
you. You're all good. You're all good. Dave is making
I
coffee
know.
this morning on Wake Up Legendary to
I
kick us
am. I
off.
am. I've got my, obviously we're up here in my kitchen right now, and I'm making a cup of coffee because I was just wrapping up another call before we started here, and I didn't have time. I realized, oh shoot, I'm a few minutes late, and so I didn't even have time to run down to the office. I realized I hadn't even made a coffee or anything. So here I am. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing great. I'm fired up. I'm fired up for today's guest. I had the pleasure of chit-chatting with her a bit backstage, and she is just a ray of sunshine, and I'm so excited for you to meet her and for everyone to meet her this morning.
Okay, well, why don't you give her an introduction and bring her out, and then I can
Sweet.
hopefully my coffee will be done by then, and I can kind of take it and run with it.
Let's do it. Everyone, please welcome Jen to the show. Good morning, Jen. How are you today?
I'm great. Good morning, Joanne. Hi, Dave. Hi, everyone. How are you today?
If there's ever a question if we are actually live, we have now
Okay.
answered it this morning. How about that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, is there ever a question, folks? I mean, I often show my phone. It's April 3rd at 10:08 a.m. So here we are. Jen, where are you calling in from?
Harrison, New Jersey. I'm right across the river from New York City.
Oh, I love that area up there. I absolutely love that area. So, all right. Well, Joanne, anything else to know from you?
No, I'm good. I'm super pumped for this convo and take it off.
Well,
Let's
wait,
do
hold on a sec. Do you know, why don't you just real quick,
it.
what for our students who have enrolled in our business blueprints, which, if you don't know, our business blueprints are kind of our flagship education program here at Legendary Marketer. We have a business blueprint for each of the core four business models that we teach. We teach how to sell information online through courses, coaching, events, or doing affiliate marketing. Those are kind of the core four ways to sell information online. And one of the things that, and of course, many of you have taken our 15-day challenge. Our 15-day challenge is sort of kind of like when you're walking through the mall and they're handing out the little sticks of bourbon chicken. It's not the full plate. It's just a bite, right? For
Little
you to,
appetizer.
yeah, for you to taste whether you want a full plate of bourbon chicken or not, which I always do. Um, but our so anyways, that's $7. Our business blueprints program is a $2,500 program, which may sound expensive to some of you without hearing what it can really do for you or what's inside of it. But we also have a special offer as you're going through our 15-day challenge, which you'll have to go through the 15-day challenge to be able to see that. It's sort of a new customer opportunity. But either way, I wanted to say all that to say that what did we teach last week? There's a particular workshop that you facilitate in the business blueprints called Decade in a Day.
Mhm.
And the decade in a day is where we try to kind of cram a decade's worth of our information and education into one day and teach how to enter into a specific niche. What was the niche that we taught last week? And do you have any idea of what niche we're going to be talking about this next workshop? Just for those, I'm just trying to maybe put a little bit of chum in the waters to
Yeah.
get people either wanting to watch the replay of last week or thinking about coming to this next workshop.
So Decade in a Day is definitely one of my favorite experiences for sure. Um, what's cool is we basically take everything that you're learning in the blueprints and we put it into a real life situation with a real offer, a real business plan, and show you how we connect the dots to actually going live with whatever that offer is, and really building it out in front of them and giving advice and experience and all that. So we've done the music niche, we've done digital piano lessons, we've done health and fitness, we've done chicken coop plans for people that love chickens. We've done coffee businesses. And the thing is, I'm going to spill a little secret here, Dave, whether you like it or not, we don't really plan these ahead. We pick a niche about 2 days before. We find an offer that night and we literally build it out live as we're going through it. If anything, to show you can learn this. And as you learn the skills, as you get more comfortable with them, you'll also be able to just roll out any offer that you're excited about. And that's what's so cool about Decade in a Day, for sure. So Mark asked, do we actually launch a campaign? You can. We share everything. We could go live. We always joke we could go live because we create content. We walk you through what our content plan is going to be. We could, after every Decade in a Day, technically launch that offer and be ready to go. The funnel's built. The first few emails are built. Everything's built out. And
Well,
really,
Mark said, do you actually launch a campaign with those and have results you can share? Well, Mark, what we encourage you to do is you launch a campaign and then you can share those results, because even if we did have results from those, legally we're not going to share those because our results are not going to be typical of what your results are going to be. Everybody's going to be their own results. So what we encourage you to do with all of our education is for you to apply it. This is more education than it is for entertainment. We're certainly not doing this for entertainment purposes. We're doing this to see for you to be able to model these strategies. Wait, how do I see this chicken niche Decade in a Day video?
email me, Joanna at legendarymarketer.com. I'll direct you directly to it. It was a pretty phenomenal Decade in a Day. I'm not going to lie. We had a lot of fun and everybody learned a ton on that webinar for sure.
Yes, I attended Decade in a Day last week. I can't believe I didn't go to one sooner. Packed with great information, must attend. I really do believe that this is kind of one of those hidden gems that when you're enrolling into the Business Blueprints program, you don't really understand the value of what's there until you actually attend one of these trainings. It's kind of like signing up to college and never going to class. Speaking of college, Lisa said, I'm still paying for my college degree. $2,500 is a great deal. $2,500, Jennifer says, is a drop in the bucket compared with formal college cost. The business plan and Decade in a Day are great, but this community is amazing. Wait, Brianna said, seriously, you get so all capitalized much. If the price was higher, I still would have bought it. This is awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and you
Thank you
can
so
come as
much.
much as you want. And Colleen, there has been a shift in what we're doing in Decade in a Day if it's been over a year since you've been there or have attended
Yeah.
one. So definitely go back.
And that's what Shelley was alluding to, but it's something you can return to as well, as every upgrade is part of the Blueprints purchase. And what Shelley means by that is, I think a lot of times when somebody enrolls in our Blueprints program, they think, oh, yeah, I can attend one Decade in a Day. Wrong. You can keep coming back to the Decade in a Day workshop as many times as you want. And what she's alluding to with every upgrade is included is, for example, we just completely overhauled the digital courses blueprint,
Yep.
a entirely new curriculum, and we made that free and available for every single customer of that course. Jen, chime in. What are your thoughts? What's coming up for you around some of this Decade in a Day business blueprints talk?
I mean, I went to Decade in a Day, and when I attended, it was so comprehensive. You know, it's like taking you 0 to 100 in the course of, 1 day's time. And as someone that was, had newly purchased the blueprints and was wanting to learn more, it was a great way for me to see, like, okay, these are the step-by-step ways to do this. And we're going to go through it all here, but then if you need to reference back in the blueprints, in that education is where you're going to find like all those little additional nuggets and the details that you need to take you step by step through, launching and building your business really truly on your own. So I really liked it. I was a part of the music niche because I was like, oh, this is so cool. It was so different. I had no idea what we were gonna talk about, but the value in it was so great. And I love also the fact that you can go back to the recordings and you can listen to the recordings for previous niches. And so like it's just available to you all the time. And I think as as the education is upgraded and built, it's just like, it's almost like the vault of knowledge and education. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time. So truly worth the value, and a great way for anyone that is new to the blueprints, but also new to this space too.
Yeah, for sure. Leanne says, I paid the same amount for a 10-week course through a university and did not get near the value from it. Thank you for that, Leanne. So glad to hear that you're getting so much value. Carolyn, I saw a report today, college tuition is going up. Geez, well, everything typically goes up. I'll tell you what doesn't go up is legendary marketer prices, even though seriously, I mean, that's not.
We haven't changed them. We haven't raised them.
I mean, you think about every company, every loaf of bread, every gallon of gas, all these things that have increased over the last few years with inflation and so forth. We haven't. Tammy says, decade in a day is beautiful. It's so helpful. Have sat on two. Great. Colleen, decade in a day. Yes, it's changed in the last 6 months. We're kind of going over some of those things right now. Tristan, 100%. I was nervous to go, but loved every second of decade in a day. I want to address being nervous. Friends, get in on this stuff. It's a Zoom call. You don't even have to show your face. I mean, please come. Please allow us to help. Please get your money's worth. Please soak up the education. Please use it. Please allow us to help. We are here to help as often as we can, as often as you want to come. Becca, decade in a day is a college semester within a day with more value. I love how much you get from decade in a day. I've seen 5 of them and get something new every time.
Oh, I love it. I love that we have so many now attending over and over and really being able to grab new items from it too. New nuggets.
This was kind of what you were alluding to, Jen. This is so much more than philosophy. We offer about 10% philosophy in for example, the affiliate marketing business blueprint. That's just so you can, and that's the main curriculum for affiliate marketing. That's just so you can have a little context about like where the industry has come from, how it's evolved over the years. Some examples of other people who came before in past decades who have sold information. You got the Tony Robbins, you got people in sub niches like finance and investing, and you got, other sub niches, weight loss. I mean, I talk about how they used to sell a lot in direct mail and then mail you a package out, and kind of how information used to be sold opposed to how it's sold now, and how the barriers of entry are so much lower. So although it may seem hard or you may be anxious, trying to give you perspective that it's getting simpler and simpler. So wow, all of you are just really, Mark coming back with what other business can you start up from scratch for $2,500? None. And just to be clear, our education is not a business. You can start any one of these businesses for free. Or for some low to no cost tools. I mean, we recommend to do affiliate marketing. You could typically just do it off of your social media profile if you wanted to, but we teach how to do it in a way that helps you build assets, like build an email list, collect leads. Remember, this is just education to help you to be more successful with these business models. Let's be real clear about that as well. I just want to make sure that everybody's crystal clear and there's full disclosure and full understanding for everybody who is new here that, these are business models that we're teaching that have been operated by people even long before Legendary Marketer was in existence. What we've done is just take our strategies because we eat our own cooking. Jen, isn't that refreshing? That we're not teaching how to do Amazon, but making money as a company from selling courses. We're actually saying, look, we eat our own cooking. It'd be like a chef or a guy who sells Toyotas but drives Chevys, or a chef who cooks a certain kind of food but then writes a cookbook about a different kind of food he doesn't cook and then sells that. No, you want the chef who cooks something world class and then writes the cookbook on that explains the recipes of the dishes. That's a good analogy, isn't it?
It is.
About the dishes that he actually cooks that people enjoy, and that's what we're
Yep.
doing here at
Yep.
Legendary Marketer. So let's talk about Jen now. Joanne, thanks for coming on and
It's been a pleasure, sir.
Hey,
And it was nice chatting with you, Jen. We'll be in touch for sure, and I will talk soon. Take care. Stay legendary.
Jen, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dave. So excited to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. So tell us what motivated you to want to start an online business in the first place.
Well, last September, I lost my job. I had a 9 to 5, and I like to joke. It wasn't a 9 to 5. It was a 24/7. But I lost my job, and I really needed to look at what I could do as a next step. I was with that company for over 11 years, and I was pretty comfortable in that company. But there was this, this thought, or this like little voice in the back of my head. It's like, I need to find something that is going to be able to support the kind of lifestyle and the kind of life that I'm looking to create for myself. I've got big dreams, and a 9 to 5 is just not going to cut it, trading my time for that. So I took, over the holiday season, just the time to be open and be, open to possibility and what could be next. And I actually came across Legendary. And I thought to myself, wow, I definitely have time on my hands, and I definitely can benefit from learning new skills. So let me dive into this challenge. And I found the 15-day business challenge, and I started from there. And right away, I was like, wow, this is incredible. I have very much an operations mindset. Like, that's just how I am, with like a hint of creativity. I love being creative, but I really loved the business challenge because it gave me the how-to of what it's like to understand and learn these business principles. So, and the core four specifically. So I really, really appreciated all the value that was offered in the challenge. And then when it came time for me to chat with my business advisor, Taylor, it was a no-brainer. I was like, this is it. Like, this is it for me. And this gives me the space and the vision to see how I could build the future that I wanted to build. Knowing that it's up to me what I do. So I just went all in with it. And, I haven't looked back. I started November 13th, the challenge. And yeah, here we are today. I'm talking to you.
Wow. No, wonderful. Any regrets? I mean, in terms of really going.
Yeah, actually, I didn't do it sooner.
Oh. I didn't expect that, but I guess that was a wonderful answer for that question. Yeah, no, I hear that a lot. So is this the first time you've ever done anything online in your, I mean, marketing wise or entrepreneur wise?
Entrepreneur wise, online, yes, but like in terms of like, I was a part of an MLM a while back, and social media, and this is probably about, I would say, like 10 years ago. Social media was something that like the company used or suggested to like promote what you're doing. So that was something. It wasn't like the basis of which you build your business on. And that is about the extent of it. I do have experience in digital marketing, just from like a previous job I had almost about 15 years ago. So, yeah, I do have some experience in it, but let me tell you, the world of digital media changes like that. And you
Mm,
need to stay in that growth mindset and that learning in order to keep up with it, right? There's just always learning. So when I saw that this came about, I was like, this 15-day challenge is perfect for me. It's exactly what I need to dip my toe in and see what the digital world is all about now. And then from there, I was just like, you know what, this just feels good to me. I'm gonna, go full speed ahead.
yeah. Wow. Great. Good for you. It seems like going through our education, going through the 15-day challenge, going through the blueprints or enrolling in that program has taught you the skills that you need to do this. Am I right about that? And
Yeah.
can you explain from your perspective that this is not, I guess, the difference between this and an MLM? I've been involved in an MLM as well,
Mhm.
and I think sort of you kind of alluded to it. You know, what I learned in that MLM was only how to promote products in that MLM,
Mhm.
right? When I signed up to be a distributor or whatever of that MLM. The things that I was learning, maybe some of the mindset stuff, but all the training revolved around, how to promote those products from that MLM.
Mhm.
Our motivation is different. Obviously, I've said this if you've been here before, these skills are transferable skills, meaning that they apply to all four business models. They also apply to all the various niches in which digital products or information can be
Absolutely.
sold. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you see the difference in this in MLM, and
Oh yeah.
also how learning these skills have been for you, kind of
Yeah.
going through this education, being new at something, and also not being a student. You've lived some life, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like you've had to go back to school. So,
Absolutely.
what comes up for you around that?
Yeah, so I think for me the difference was an MLM is all about like you recruit, you have to build a team. Oh my god, and you have to do this, and there's some sort of like sense of urgency to build people under you. That is nothing. That is not what this is about. And understand too, like that's not actually what drew me to Legendary. It was the education. It was learning the skills that I needed in order to utilize them and apply them to create a higher income for myself and create an income for myself. So I the difference I would say like apples to bananas is recruiting is really what an MLM is about, and you're building kind of like your base underneath you, and that's not at all what Legendary is about. It's like you're buying education, you're buying a course that teaches you skills that you can actually use in any walk of life. And it's just interesting because like even since I've gone through this and I've launched my business, I I've always had like marketing glasses, like always, always, always. But this, it like fine tuned my marketing glasses. And it's literally like I can go through, and if I have a friend or a family member that has a business that like I can offer up
Mm,
like ideas and things, methods and strategies that they can utilize in order for them
yeah,
to be successful as a result of learning the high income skills that I learned through Legendary. So
yeah,
it's two different things, and I think it's like I equate it to it's the college credits and the college courses I wish I took, um because I spent a whole lot of money on a piece of paper just to have one so I could go get a job. um and this is something that is it gives me the capability to have an outlook on my life that's much bigger than working for somebody for 40 years and then being like, can I retire? Do I have enough money
mm,
to retire? So
yeah,
build my own, um, I can build my own business with it. That's why I love it.
yeah.
That's the difference,
Uh,
really.
and that's great. That's your perspective. Well, not flying around in my house. Damn it. That's Florida for you. Maybe it was a mosquito. That's great. That's your perspective. Passion profit. What Gina said. We need a new fresh hook for MMO. MMO stands for make money online, to replace quote 4 to 5 digits a month as a complete beginner, only working 1 to 3 hours a day. End quote. That's not taught anywhere in the amazing blueprints. No, it's not. and yet it's all over socials. Dave, can you give an example of a hook that better aligns with Legendary's true messaging? Well, first of all, profit, passion, profit with Gina. You know, please make sure in determine for anybody who is wanting to be an affiliate for Legendary, please understand that there's lots of different things you can be an affiliate for. Being an affiliate for Legendary is not mandatory. And as we continue to evolve our affiliate program, we're actually making everybody reapply to be an affiliate very soon. We've you know we're taking some measures to ensure that we have the right people promoting our products with the right messaging. We're taking that approach kind of very seriously this year. And by the way, we've been doing that now since January. This is not a new thing that we're doing. But just for example, let me give you the difference between promoting a biz op or an MLM and promoting a piece of education in a course, okay, or a skill set. So the way, and this is an important piece of context in terms of understanding the difference between a transferable skill and in kind of being an MLM or that sort of a vibe. If you want to promote as an affiliate, and again, to be an affiliate for us in the future, we're going to need you to show that you can use the proper messaging on your socials. So you need to already be practicing this. And when you apply to be an affiliate, you're going to need to have demonstrated that you can do this already, that you already have videos, that you already have messaging up that is compliant and that markets our products and our courses and our education in the proper way. And here's what I've always done that I'd like to share with you that is a great way to promote marketing courses is instead of talking about making money, or instead of talking about working a couple of hours a day, or instead of talking about firing your boss, instead teach people the damn mechanics that they do not know. Helpful things like, did you know that most salespeople and marketing people are working way harder than they have to in terms of following up with people individually? I'd like to show you a way in which you can collect emails from people in exchange for something valuable for them, to them, and then follow up with those people one to many, where you become the hunted instead of the hunter,
Mhm.
where instead of emailing people one by one, you're emailing and broadcasting people. You're even following up with people automatically, um, whether you're in front of the computer or not, because you've set up certain software and systems to do so. And you teach them the concept of an email autoresponder, or you at least seed that. If you'd like to learn more about those type of strategies, if you'd like to learn more about those type of mechanics, which as you can imagine will give you more leverage in your business, could allow you to go from talking one-on-one to one to many, then click the link, download my free guide, and I have a course or some products that I recommend on the next page. Right? That's an example of a marketing message that markets something from an actual educational standpoint, and it talks about the skills that's needed to record that are required. Let me give you another example. Did you know that by scrolling on TikTok and watching these videos, each person that created a video has actually leveraged the power of automation in the concept of marketing one to many? How? Well, because when I record a video one time, the very video that you're watching right now, I record that and I do the work one time. That video gets watched hundreds, thousands, if I'm lucky, hundreds of thousands, even millions of times. Name one person in sales that's ever worked for you, or name one time where you ever in sales had the energy to say the same exact
Mhm.
thing perfectly over and over to hundreds of people or thousands of people. I'll wait. Never. And that's the power of using video in social media. Now, you may be nervous, you may be anxious to do that. And I can tell you that's a totally normal feeling to feel. And I'm actually a part of a community where we're developing the skills to be able to do use these marketing methodologies, and there's lots of different mindset strategies. There's lots of different approaches, tips, tricks that you can use to get over that anxiety. That's not the problem. The problem is how long you've been going without knowing these strategies. So what
Mhm.
I'd like you to do is download my guide. I'm going to give you the top 3 strategies that you can use to have more leverage in your marketing online and begin to build a business online. And then I have a training course that I'm going to recommend on the next page, which is going to teach you more about those mechanics that you can begin to use. So instead of consuming content all day online, wondering how money is being made online, wondering how businesses are built online, you can actually get in the game. What comes up for you hearing that, Jen?
Yeah, it's you're sharing value with someone. You're really you're speaking authentically to them, and you're offering them something that can help them and be of value to them. And I think like that's the approach to take, instead of, income claims. That's also in alignment with transferable, like the fact that these are transferable skills. There's not just one niche that it works with. There are so many other niches that you can take the ideas that you learn within the blueprints and apply them to
Yeah.
elevate just your own knowledge and your own education. So very
And by
valuable.
the way, that approach that I just outlined is doable in any niche, friends.
Yeah.
And this is what we want to get you thinking about. Yes, Eddie, if you recently applied to become an affiliate of Legendary, yes, you're going to need to reapply. Okay, if you have an active account, we send an email. The email is so self-explanatory. It should be. If you have a question, you can email customer support. But just know that yes, you're going to be able to reapply. But those of you who want to be successful as an affiliate for Legendary or any other company that you sign up for, friends, you're going to need to prove that you can do it before actually signing up to be an affiliate, and that's what we're asking you to do for our company. We don't being a part of Legendary has nothing to do with being an affiliate for us. That's a totally separate thing. You could be an affiliate for us for free. You don't have
Right.
to buy our education to be an affiliate. It's a free sign up process. My point here is just like with any company out there, Walmart, Amazon, anything.
Absolutely.
Why do we sell education on these business models? Because anybody can sign up to be an affiliate for free, but if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're not going to get results. And
Mhm.
so what we're asking you to do, whether you're going through our training, no matter what niche you're going into, is we want you to learn the damn skills of how to market advice and value
Mhm.
first, and then make a recommendation in your marketing, in your funnel, in your emails. In moving forward as affiliates for Legendary, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you're going to need to demonstrate that you can do, because we want to make sure that people understand that just because you buy a course doesn't mean you're going to be successful at something. You got to go through it.
Mhm.
In the same respect, just because you sign up to be an affiliate for a company doesn't mean that you're entitled to success or that you're going to have success. You need to go through the curriculum or go through somebody else's curriculum. It doesn't matter. You get the education here, get it somewhere else. But you're going to need to begin to create content, begin to generate leads in your funnel, begin to build your audience. So you need to start that growth phase of your accounts. So you know that when you are actually recommending something in your funnel, at the beginning, just give something away for free. That's
Mhm.
it. You don't sell anything. You just dial in your message on your social media profiles, and you give away your lead magnet for free, and you begin to build your email list. So you prove to yourself and you prove to the companies that you want to be an affiliate for that you can actually do it successfully. And that, I think, is a big missing piece for a lot of people, Jen. And we want people to know that just because you sign up for these things or even that you buy a course does not entitle you. You can't just sit back and say, where are the results? You got to get working, and you have to get publishing content out there to dial in your message, or else no sales are going to happen on the back end no matter what you're promoting. What comes up for you around that?
Yeah, actually, so a lot of what you're sharing, and also another reason why I appreciate the community that you've built within Legendary is the whole aspect of like mindset. It's the idea of, you no one's going to come and save you. Like, just because you sign up for something doesn't mean, just because you buy a course doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. It's like, how do you actually create something that is going, like, create a routine that is going to allow you to absorb that information, apply the information, and then continue, like, rinse and repeat. So I think, like, for me, like, what comes up is mindset has been a huge thing for me as an entrepreneur. And when you talk about, like, the idea of, like, I feel like in the world today, people sometimes feel like they're entitled. Just because you pay for something, you get something. And it's like, if you are paying for something to learn, yes, you get the information. And what you do with the information is actually up to you. So I think, like, the idea of mindset coupled with, like, how do you take what you're offering, which is this education and these courses, and how do you actually apply it and then hit the ground running in the way that's authentic to you as a person, is what makes it unique and valuable, and will give a person the opportunity to be successful in the way that they're supposed to be, because it's that follow through, it's that action. So I want to say the mindset is the biggest thing for me, and that's the thing that through this all has been just a practice for me, and being as just being as real and honest with myself as I can, and holding myself accountable to, taking what I'm learning and applying it, because there's nobody that's going to do it for me. So I think that's something to really, really remember. And, like, the idea of the $1 million mindset, that audio, I remember listening to it. First of all, it is gold. It is, I mean, if I can think about how many times I've listened to it on the treadmill on repeat. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for creating that, because it really helped get me through the process of, like, going through the challenge and, like, not knowing what I was doing, but, like, I needed to understand that, like, there is something inside of me that I can pull from to move myself forward in my life. And it just so happened that that time was right when I was going through, the blueprints, and I found it to be so helpful and motivating. Because that mindset is, for me, one of the most valuable things that I take from what I learned through Legendary, and also what I've learned through the community, and also listening to Wake Up Legendary every morning. So I really think that it's how you approach what you do and the thinking behind it that determines how successful you choose to be.
Yeah.
And what you take on.
Love that. Love that. So powerful, adding in the mindset pieces. There was gold nugget tips that you just gave away for anybody who's listening. Make sure that you're combining mindset stuff with, and mindset stuff could be different. I mean, we provide the audio that she spoke, the $1 million mindset. It could be therapy sessions. It could be conversations with a really empowering best friend. It could be hooking up with somebody here in our community who understands what you're going through, who you can share ideas with, and who can encourage you, who understands what you're going through. That sort of identity can be priceless, or identification between two people can be priceless. Sean Sorrentos made an absolutely platinum comment. Here's something people need to understand. If you can't get someone to take what you're giving out for free, what makes you think you can get someone to pay good money for something else? Baby steps, folks. Sean, gold, platinum, diamonds, damn it. Between you and Jen, I feel like I'm getting buried in nuggets over here. But it's true. We really have to take a step back And that's what we want to get everybody to do here. And this is a, us really trying to get people to slow down with your marketing career, take a step back and realize that, no matter what niche you're going into to build, you need to baby steps. You need to deliver value first. You need to follow the Zig Ziglar rule that if you help people get what they want enough, you're going to get what you want. You need to learn how to publish valuable content on your social media channels. That's the main way which we're advertising these days, not just our marketers, but all marketers. You need to learn how to give that. And I just gave you an example. I just walked you through an actual script, two different examples from the make money online niche, that because somebody asked about that. If you were doing the dog niche, you wouldn't sit there and you wouldn't endlessly talk about how good your dog was. People would there's no value in that. You would talk about the actual things that you do, how you use treats, different tips that you use on a walk to get the dog to heel. How do you hold the leash? What leash do you use? What kind of collar do you use? Right? These are all examples of things that people with dogs that they want them to behave better want to know. If your toddler's having a hard time sleeping at night and you're in the baby niche or the parenting niche for newborn parents, what kind of swaddle are you using? How do you swaddle your baby? What do you feed? Is the baby hungry? Maybe that's why the baby's waking up throughout the night. Feed the baby more. Here's what I'm doing. I'm putting an extra scoop of rice cereal. I'm waking up, feeding the baby 2 hours after I lay it down, versus just trying to lay it down and trying to get it to go back to sleep all throughout the night. And that extra feeding 2 hours after I lay it down is the game changer. These are the kind of, if you'd like all my tips, opt in, get my top 10. And if you want to take my course, it's on the other side. But it's not, I can't get on social media and say, hey guys, my baby is the best baby in the world, sleeps through the night. Isn't it so cute? Look at this. Look at my results. Look at how amazing I am. No, you got to teach people stuff. You got to edutain them, and you teach them in an educational or an entertaining way. That's what edutainment means. So we want you all to start thinking outside of the box more. We want to force you to take action, not just think that because you buy a course or you sign up for any affiliate program out there, you're automatically entitled to success. No, friends, this is the school of hard knocks. This is entrepreneurship, damn it. This is not going through a freaking course or sitting in a classroom for 4 years and getting handed a damn piece of paper that you go out and you hand to a job and you say, I got a piece of paper, give me a job. That's not what this is. This is entrepreneurship. You're your own boss. You got to think critically. You got to take massive action. You got to work your ass off. You got to get out there and give. You got to get out there and drum up business. No business owner ever went out into the marketplace and just said, I'm in business. Give me money. I've set up my LLC. No, you got to go out there and you got to shake hands and kiss babies, man. You got to go out there and you got to offer value, free samples, give stuff away. I'm ranting.
No, it's okay. And it's all true. I mean, it's true. It really is all true. And it's more about like, how can you, and you've talked about this since the beginning, since day one that I've been introduced to this, is like, what is the value? What is the value that you are giving your audience? And giving them value, that's how you learn to build their trust and how they will learn to trust you. So it's like, the idea is, not what can I get out of this? It's like, actually, hi, how you doing? How can I help? Yeah, right over there, Dave. And I mean, just to follow up, and when I say that, it's like, how do I help? It also is something that if you're having a conversation with your audience, people are going to give you different answers. And then from your answers, you can then respond accordingly. And that gives you content. And that keeps your message alive and fresh and relevant. It's not, it's not canned. And like, you're not just spewing things at people. You're actually like asking them, how can I help you? And then you're offering them a solution.
I mean, you're just nailing it. It's one piece of valuable content leads to the next,
Absolutely.
because that piece of valuable content gets people thinking and asking questions. And you're right. I think so much of our hidden content that is untapped is in the questions
Mhm.
that people have around the other valuable content that we just created, because you want an audience of people who are following you, who are engaged, who are not just freebie seekers. They're not pie in the sky type people. You
Right.
want people who are engaged, who are going to ask questions. An informed customer is going to buy more. An
Mhm.
educated customer is going to buy more. And so if
Absolutely.
they feel empowered and educated, and they feel in control, like, okay, I understand this, whether it's getting their baby to go to sleep, whether it's getting their dog to behave, whether it's building a business and learning marketing skills, or taking an existing business online, whether it's becoming a chef in the kitchen, I mean, whether it's driving an airplane. I'm thinking about some of the guests and niches that we've had on just in the last couple of weeks. No matter what it is, the more that they feel empowered, that
Mhm.
because of the education, tips, knowledge that you're giving them. And again, the simpler the better. You don't
Absolutely.
have to come out like Albert Einstein, Professor Einstein, on your Instagram channel and think that you need to overwhelm them with complex things. It's just simple little stuff.
Mhm.
You're one step ahead of them, and so you teach them something that you know. If you've got knowledge in a specific, I mean, many of you could just watch a few videos on a particular topic and start a business in that niche, because most people have not done that research. That's why they're scrolling on social media. But they want to have and they're not they're too lazy. They haven't gone to dog classes, but their dog is chewing all their furniture up. It's going to the dog park. It's getting in fights with dogs, and then they come across your video and you're like, hey, is your dog chewing your furniture? Is your dog, I mean, I can remember my dog would go to the dog park. He's passed away now, rest in peace, King, is a pit. I remember he thought he was big. He would go to the dog park and start fights with like Rottweilers and get his ass kicked. I mean, blood. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. I mean, I remember many times just chaos ensuing at the dog park. It was embarrassing. My dog went after the mailman one time. We got permanently banned from getting mail delivered to our house up on well, in the neighborhood. Everybody had a mailbox on their house, so the
Huh.
mail woman would walk up to the house. Well, we had to install one down on the street like a normal mailbox because our dog went after the mail lady.
Oh.
um Thank God that was the only consequence. But my point is if I would have came across a video on social media that said, hey, is your dog attacking the mail lady? Is your dog going to the dog park getting in fights with dogs? Is your dog, every time you walk by somebody, is it total chaos? Every time it sees another dog, is it total chaos? Does it do you get whiplash from it taking off? Do you come home and there's pee and poop sometimes in your home? Does your dog attack people when they come to the door? Is your dog just generally embarrassing you and causing you unmanageability? I'd be like, yes, 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 yes. But let me give you one tip about how during a walk you can get your dog to calmly walk by another dog without barking. I'd be like hanging on every word, and it's like these are the kind of simple tips and instead of identifying and talking about how great your results are of anything, start identifying with people's pain,
Absolutely.
excuse me, pain, and then just start giving them tips. That's how you begin to build the value that Sean Sorrentos just commented on. That if you can't get people engaging with your free stuff and giving you their email in exchange for something free of value, how
Mhm.
the hell do you think you're going to sell something? And
Absolutely.
that's where we want to drill that even more into our new customers. We want to re-drill that into anybody who's having any challenge with getting off the ground. And that's what this is all about. That's where we're at. That's where my mindset's at, because I only care about people getting results. People are, I love to see all the success that our community has, but I also want all of you who feel like you're struggling. Sometimes we gotta shift you and shake you and reapproach you in a different way to get you to say, ah, okay, I see it. Okay, I get it. Okay, I understand that I got to try that. I was trying to skip that part and just go right to where the money, where's the money, where's the commissions? No, let's back up. Let's work on building that audience and generating leads first. And if you can do that, then you can sell stuff on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, it's what I hear in that is it's baby steps, and it's like, it's small. Like, first of all, yes, I understand these are all like buzzwords and phrases, but it's keeping it simple so your message can get across to a person where they actually like, they take notice and they actually listen. You've captured their attention, and from there it's like, okay, once you've captured their attention, here's something for you. Here's something for you to take. Here's something for you to try on, and continuing that is going to be what's going to help to continue the conversation. It's the small steps. I didn't know that I would be here today when I first started the challenge on November 13th, or when I met you, and I did not know it. And I will say there are things that I notably about, like, just listening to what you share or things I've learned in the community that I have taken, and they're very simple, and I've applied them to what I do today. And I think about this every time. I remember at first you were like, do not come to an opportunity to ask a question without having done your research. You have to be resourceful before you ask your question. Otherwise, you're not going to get the answer that's going to be helpful for you. And so it was like, I learned that from you, and just listening to one of your podcasts. And it's things like that, like giving out little nuggets to people that they can actually take with them and implement. And it's truly, who we are today is the sum total of all of the little things that we've done. We didn't just like press a button, buy something, have an experience, and then like fast forward, and who we are today is literally like, and like we're at the end and we've arrived. None of us have arrived. It's all about the journey. It's all about what you're learning along the way and the small little steps. And you also need to believe in yourself. I think of this as like, for myself, what I think of, and this is where the mindset piece comes into play, is like, I have what I need in order to be successful inside of me. It's just all up to me to be able to do it. And I don't have all the answers, but I know and I trust that if I continue to move myself in the right direction and take the steps that I need to take, whether it's, education, experiences, trying something, taking a risk, failing, that's a big one. All of those things are actually progress. Those are actual positive outcomes, believe it or not, because they're all learning, and it's all about learning and growing along the way. And all you do, like, that's what life is about. Like, that's literally what we're here to do, is to learn and grow.
That's it. I want to just, hey, screenshot this, friends. Just exactly what she was talking about. I just want to, hey, I don't want any, there's no, gatekeeping here. I mean, obviously we have curriculum for sale, but some of these little things that we're sharing on Wake Up Legendary, we want this to be, this is my version, right? 13 years in this industry. This is Wake Up Legendary is my version of, it's hour long nuggets. It's not just 30. Every day I'm doing, a lot of our marketers in our community and stuff are talking about doing, a couple of videos a day or 3 videos a day or something like that. Look, I'm doing an hour a day of value. That's what I call, it's a contribution strategy. It's a goodwill strategy. When you go out there and you help people, you show people that you can help them by actually helping them. When I get on here for an hour every day with a guest, and it's just, what can we do to help people as much as possible? Give them a great interview, give them some inspiration, tell them some things to avoid, help them understand what your story is, how'd you get here, but also seed in a bunch of little strategies and things. You just brought up the asking better questions to get better answers part,
Oh, good. Yeah.
right? And it's like, Yeah, so many people don't know how to be good students. So you like buy a course, but then you never ask any fucking questions, or you never show up to class, right? It's like
Yeah.
the comment earlier from the lady who said, I was so nervous to show up to class. Well, we can't help you if you don't show up. So it doesn't matter if you buy a course here, you buy a course there, you go to school, or you go back to university. How if you don't overcome that thing, then you're never going to get any help. So screenshot this, friends, and use it. There's actually more. There's 4 steps, but I just screenshotted the top portion of this because I wanted you just be able to get a quick glance at it before you ask your question. Get clear on what the hell the question is, and try to only ask one question at a time. Right? Settle on one question at a time, so people are not. You'll notice that sometimes when you ask questions, multiple questions, people will only answer one anyways. And include in your question what you've tried already. This is very important. This is the most important part. What you've tried already and
Yep.
what you think the solution might be, right? That's very important. It gets you thinking. The person that you're asking the question to can't be the only person who's thinking about your problem, because nobody's going to care about your problem more than you. So if you don't really care about your problem, meaning that you just lob questions out to people hoping that they'll solve all your problems, people notice that, oh, you want me to do all the work, right? But instead, when you say, here's what I've tried already, that alone shows people, wow, you're interested, you're involved. And people much more want to help people that want to help themselves. Then if you say, here's what I think the solution might be, it saves the person from answering the question, time wasting, giving you things that you've already done. So they give you something different. It's like, whoa, wow, now I'm getting somewhere. Now I've enrolled into a course. I'm 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever. It's hard for me to learn something new. It's hard for me to go back to school. But guess what? Now I'm actually getting something out of it. I'm asking good quality questions. I'm thinking. I've got the WD-40 up here. The gears are turning. We've unlocked the brain. We've gone from just taking orders and somebody else doing the thinking for me. Well, it's their problem. To now, hey, like Snoop Dogg says, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Yeah, the cost is you got to think. That's the cost. And you also take responsibility for everything.
Absolutely.
You take responsibility for all the successes, you take responsibility for all the challenges. Look, even if haters come, I want to teach you in one simple minute how to deal with hate, whether it's on TV, whether it's in comments, whether it's this, that. And people are going to make false allegations against you. People are going to hate on you. People are going to criticize you. The bigger you are, the more successful, the bigger target on your back. There's always a little bit of truth in every criticism. So you sift for that truth and you say, all this is bullshit. I'm going to eat the meat and leave the bones. Here's what I can improve on. And let me focus on that. Let me take in everything. I can't be a business owner and only take the positive comments. I got to be willing to take the nasty shit too and say, you know what? Hey, I'm not going to get defensive. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time throwing stones back at you. I'm just going to look to see, okay, that was mean. That was personal. That's their shit. Though that was weird that you said that. But this over here, you make a good point there. Let me take a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You went about that in a really weird way. Oh, I see you're doing that for personal gain. Oh, I see. That was slander. Okay, you put all those things to the side, but you say, where's the truth? And that's paying the cost to be the boss. And that's how you build great businesses. You don't attach yourself to hate and criticism and float to the bottom like an anchor along with it. You take everything, the positive along with the negative, and that's another component of being successful along with asking great questions. And you got to know when to be a student, you got to know when to be a teacher, right, Jen? You got to know when to be a follower, you got to know when to be a leader. What's it been like as we bring this in for a landing? I'm talking a lot, but hopefully it's valuable.
It's great. No.
What's it been like for you to be new at something again and go through this process? And what have you learned about yourself throughout?
Um, I have learned that I'm forever learning. I'm never going to stop. And I think like that's where for me, it's what makes this fun. because I know that it's only like, it will help me grow as a person. So never stop learning. And it's not just like, what can I learn from a course, but also like, what can I learn from a situation? What can I take from something and apply it, that I learned. I also learned that, you know, my mind is a lot stronger than I give it credit for. Um, and this is like my happy place. I really do love, I love content creation. I've had such a fun time, going through this education and learning and growing. And I think like that for me, it only keeps me wanting to do more of it. So really finding the fun in it, but knowing that like I'm, yeah, my mind is stronger than I give it credit for.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? I want everybody to imagine that suddenly your country, your neighborhood was being attacked. Literally, you were being attacked by, a foreign enemy of some sort, right? Like you were in war. You would learn about yourself in ways that you've never learned about yourself before. If somebody
Absolutely.
knocked on your door and said, "I'm here to kill you and all your family," or if you knew people were coming or that's what they wanted to do, would you just walk outside and say, "Go ahead, daughter, go ahead, son, go ahead, husband or wife or whatever, just go out there"? No, you would fight like hell. And sometimes we don't see providing for or building a business or making a living like that. But what if you thought about it like that? What if you thought about, damn it, this is this is me putting food on my table. This is me surviving. This is, I mean, think about, even if it wasn't war, think about thousands of years ago when we were roaming through the woods and had to kill saber-toothed tigers to eat. We didn't just wake up. The human species, has never been until the last 100 or so years a species that just woke up and was entitled to life or living or safety. That was never the case. We all have a fighter and a survivor inside of us. And that's why I always say, because science proves that, history proves that we have everything that we need already within us to be successful, to survive, to thrive. It's already built into your DNA because we've been doing it for hundreds, thousands, millions of years. However long we've been here, we've been doing it. This amount of time that we've been here in this modern society where there's been like jobs and unemployment and government assistance and shit like that. That's, in terms of the timeline of human history, is a freckle on the pimple
Mhm.
on the mole on another pimple of a gnat's ass. So we have all of the survival skills that we need. I love that you brought that up. And my hope is that none of you ever attach yourself to a guru. None of you ever think that if you just buy the right course or you just find the right guru. I don't give a damn if you buy stuff from us. If you watch this, don't watch this, just come here for the free stuff. I could care less, honestly, because I know marketing skills and I know how to market to people. Whether one of you or five of you or 100 of you buy something, it's irrelevant. It's a tiny speckle in the space of time of my career, and these skills, nobody can ever take them from me. The way that you break me is you'd have to give me a brain suck where you just sucked all the knowledge. It'd be like Men in Black where they just made me forget everything. Then I'd be in trouble. But other than that, I'm never in trouble because of what I know. And so that's the way I want everybody else to be as well, to be confident about what you know, not about the guru that you're following. That's why I don't really refer to myself as a mentor or a coach, because that term's easily manipulated.
Mhm.
It's used to oftentimes manipulate people to be their savior. I don't want to be anybody's savior. I want to live my private life. I want to just sell information, but I don't want all the ego that goes along with it. That's
Absolutely.
why you don't see me personally out on social media doing, you see some of these gurus who do a lot of big mansion, helicopter, private plane cars, things like that. I may or may not have those things in my life. You'll never know because that's not my motive here. I enjoy my privacy. I want people to realize that they have inside of them, like you just said, what they need in order to be successful. And we can be a part of your journey, maybe, and we're happy to do so. And I want you to be a part of their journey as well. A lot of people are loving you and seeing you on the show. I'd like to have you back real soon to continue to help us educate people and to continue to tell your story. And I encourage everybody to go follow you over at Jen Recommends It on Instagram. Catch up with you. One final piece of advice from you to them, but really you're giving it to yourself. If you could go back and talk to yourself at the beginning, I guess it was November of last year, or when you first kind of were in contemplation mode or beginning your journey, what would you say to yourself?
Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Truly enjoy the ride.
I think we forget to do that sometimes, so I think that's perfect to end with. If we take ourselves too seriously, nobody else will. So we got to remember.
Yeah, it's one life. It's what we got. You might as well enjoy it and find the fun in it. And this is what you got. Go for it.
Go for it. That's it. Go for it. Just do it. All right, Jen. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for your time today. Thanks for hanging out with us for an hour and 5 minutes while I
Thanks,
made coffee.
everyone.
And then, yep. We will talk to you soon. And keep up the great work. Stay legendary, my friend.
Take care.
All right, bye. All right, my friends, please go follow Jen, and thanks for all the love for her. I know I ranted a lot today, but sometimes I just get in those modes. Maybe it's because I've had more coffee than usual. I don't know, but a lot of things on my mind, just wanting people to get the most value possible, passionate. This is my opportunity on a daily basis. It's an interview show, but it's also an opportunity for me to share my thoughts. And sometimes I run with that opportunity, and I have gracious guests like Jen who has so much value to share, and she does on a daily basis over at Jen Recommends It on Instagram. But she's also gracious enough to allow me to run with the football a little bit and get some yards in. And so hopefully today between her and I, you got value, and you got what you needed to hear. We don't know what you need to hear. You know what you need to hear. And when you hear something, my hope is that you actually implement it and put it into practice. Catherine said, "What kind of coffee are you drinking?" We need some. Well, today it just happens to be the original donut shop coffee. Okay, anybody else drink that? It's just the original, baby. Nothing special. Okay. That's it, man. Nothing special. Nothing out of the ordinary. Even last night, look at this. What I had, the thing still there. Prosciutto gluten-free pizza. Actually, there was a couple there. Me and my family had that. So I mean, look, this is not rocket science. There's no hidden secrets here. You have fun, you enjoy your life, and we try to build a business the right way, and that's through learning the skill sets. And hopefully that's the message that you got today. Again, please go follow Jen at Jen Recommends It over on Instagram. You can also find her over on Facebook. Jen Recommends It. Okay, just look her up there. You'll see her smiling face. If you want to get started with our education in any way, shape, or form, we've got our 15-day challenge, our business blueprints, our masterminds. You can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And my friends, as always, here we go. With that being said, get the heck out of here. We love you, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode.